Imagine a machine that does not build things, but summons them. A machine that does not rely on factories, tools, or raw materials stacked in warehouses. There are no sparks, no smoke, no clanging metal. There is only silence, a low vibration in the air, and an empty space waiting to be filled. You press a button, and where nothing existed moments ago, something begins to take shape. Not slowly, not imperfectly, but with absolute precision. As if reality itself has been edited. As if the universe briefly paused, recalculated, and decided to place an object where there was once only air. For as long as humans have existed, creation has always required destruction. We cut forests to build homes. We dig into mountains to extract metals. We burn ancient fuel to power our machines. Every object we have ever created came at the cost of something else being broken, consumed, or erased. We never truly created from nothing. We only reshaped what already existed. Transformation, not creation, was the rule of civilization. But this machine challenges that rule entirely. It does not carve or assemble. It does not melt or weld. It rearranges matter at its most fundamental level. It instructs atoms where to go and how to behave. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is torn apart. Reality is reorganized with intention. This machine does not understand objects the way humans do. It does not see a chair, a phone, or a tool. It sees data, coordinates, structure, probability. Every object is reduced to information. Every design becomes a set of instructions. To the machine, complexity is not difficulty. A simple cup and a complex engine are both just patterns waiting to be executed. The difference lies only in the data. Matter becomes programmable. Physical reality becomes editable. Imagine watching light slowly harden into structure. Molecules aligning with mathematical obedience. Particles snapping into place as if they have always known their destination. The air itself seems to move aside, making room as form emerges from emptiness. A tool appears, then another. A medical device. A prosthetic limb. A component so precise that no human hand could ever manufacture it. All of it created without effort, without fatigue, without error. Creation becomes quiet, instant, certain. Now imagine what happens when distance no longer matters. When supply chains collapse into lines of code. When the idea of waiting weeks or months for essential items becomes obsolete. A remote village no longer depends on trucks traveling long distances. It prints its own tools, its own infrastructure, its own solutions. A hospital facing a crisis no longer waits for shipments. It fabricates what it needs exactly when it needs it. No shortages, no delays, no intermediaries, just direct creation. Think further. Beyond cities, beyond continents, beyond Earth itself. Humans arrive on a planet where nothing has ever been built by human hands. There are no factories, no stores, no support systems. But the machine is there. And with it, the first shelters rise. Life support systems are printed on demand. Tools are created as problems arise. Repairs happen instantly. Survival becomes manageable. Exploration becomes possible. Space stops being an unreachable frontier and starts becoming a place where humans can exist, adapt, and remain. But every powerful invention carries a shadow. Because the moment you can create anything, you must confront the question of whether everything should be created. When a machine can print a medical device as easily as it can print a weapon, capability stops being the issue. Choice becomes the issue. Control becomes the issue. Responsibility becomes unavoidable. The machine itself has no morality. It does not judge. It does not hesitate. It does not ask questions. It will print hope and destruction with the same calm precision. In a world where anything can be made, scarcity begins to disappear. And when scarcity disappears, value changes. What does wealth mean when objects are no longer rare? What does power mean when resources cannot be hoarded? In this new reality, the most valuable asset is no longer material. It is knowledge, access, design, the ability to imagine and define what should exist. Ownership fades in importance. Creativity rises. Slowly, society reshapes itself. Work changes meaning. Repetition loses value. Human hands are no longer needed for assembly. Human minds become the center of creation. Design replaces labor. Imagination replaces manufacturing. The question people ask is no longer, how much can you produce? But, what can you design? Education shifts. Children are no longer trained to operate machines, but to instruct them. Precision of thought becomes more important than physical strength. Yet alongside possibility, fear grows. People wonder what happens when effort disappears. When survival no longer demands struggle. Will humans lose purpose? Will ambition fade? Or will this finally free humanity to focus on creativity, exploration, and understanding? History offers clues. Every major technological leap was once feared. Fire, electricity, automation, computers, the internet. Each was seen as a threat to jobs, identity, and control. And every time humanity adapted, found new roles, new challenges, new ways to matter. But this machine feels different, because it does not merely change how we live. It changes what is possible. When anything can be created, the concept of impossible begins to dissolve. Limits vanish. Desire evolves. Conflict no longer revolves around resources, but around decisions, ethics, consequences. The struggle moves inward. Instead of fighting over materials, humans wrestle with meaning, with responsibility, with the weight of their own imagination. What do we choose to create when creation has no cost? What kind of world do we print when necessity no longer controls us? Do we create beauty? Do we create equality? Or do we recreate old mistakes with more powerful tools? History suggests we will do all of it. Humanity has never handled power perfectly. We move fast, often faster than our wisdom. This machine will produce wonders beyond anything we have known. It will also produce regrets, objects that should not have existed, ideas brought into reality before we were ready to face them. And the machine will not stop. It will not intervene. It will not refuse. It will wait silently for the next command. Neutral, patient, obedient. It does not dream of the future. It does not fear consequences. It simply executes instructions with flawless accuracy. In the end, the machine is not the future. It is a mirror. It reflects human intention without distortion. What it creates depends entirely on the mind standing in front of it. The danger is not the machine's power, but our willingness to use it without understanding ourselves. Because the future will not be built by hands. It will not be forged in fire. It will not be assembled piece by piece. The future will be printed. Then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes the world can be better. Because the ideas that change history only survive when people choose to remember them. Thank you for watching.